Hi, my name is Chima. I work in the homelessness sector, specifically as a support worker. Before I started training with Sheldon, I was very busy. I was just getting into fitness, so I started taking on like lots of different activities like Muay Thai, Pilates, HIIT. I actually got injured that way. I was running into like a lot of problems when I was initially getting into fitness. Increasingly, the problem that I was like running into was I was quite unsure as to where to start. So I began following my friend's like fitness program, which in hindsight was a big mistake because my friend was a lot stronger than I was. And I think following their fitness regime in the gym, on top of Muay Thai, on top of occasional Pilates and sessions at my gym, HIIT sessions at my gym, caused me to develop a hip injury. I didn't build up to exercise in a safe way. I was very keen on finding a personal trainer because I was afraid to go back into the gym and begin training again without the guidance of a professional. I was worried that I'd develop more injuries. And I was really keen on building strength. I was so apprehensive about training with a personal trainer. I was really worried about encountering personal trainers who would reinforce like anti-fat ways to approach fitness, but that hasn't happened with Sheldon. I've found it an absolute joy to train with them. They've taught me ways that I can modify movement to account for the injury that I have. Like working with them, training with them has taught me the importance of maintaining a routine when it comes to movement. And they've taught me that these adjustments that can be made to take into account chronic pain doesn't mean that you can't exercise or build muscle. There are a myriad of ways to do that safely. I've learned lots of really cool like strength movements, and I think one of the other really important things I've learned is that I'm a lot stronger than I think I am, and I have them to thank for that because I consistently underestimate my capabilities in training sessions, and their encouragement of me has always like led me to surpass what I believed I was capable of. I've learned to kind of like zero in and focus on the activities, the movement that I'm doing. I've also learned like how to breathe whilst exercising. Like I can get so into the exercise, I forget how to breathe appropriately, and learning how to like sync the correct breathing and posture together to make sure that you have all the energy you need to like complete a movement, as well as the correct posture to ensure that you don't hurt yourself. I've learned those things, and that's meant that in the past few months, my chronic pain hasn't worsened. If anything, it's decreased. And yeah, I haven't like accrued any new injuries, so that's great. Outside of the training sessions I do with Sheldon, I also do independent sessions that they've also like designed for me. And I think that doing those sessions on my own, I've had like a lot of anxieties about my ability to maintain it, but so far it's going really well. I've had anxieties about whether I'm actually strong enough. I've had anxieties about having to repeat movements because I like trip over or things like that. But then I just remember what I've learned from them in training sessions, which is like if I'm struggling with a move or if I run out of energy, I can pause and then I can get back into the repetitions that I'm doing. It's not over. If I hadn't started training with Sheldon, my life would look very different. When I started training with them, I had gone through like a really huge traumatic event, and the effects of that event have reverberated into this year. My job is extremely stressful, and I'm not switching sectors anytime soon. So I think that I would have struggled to cope, and I probably would have lent on previous unhealthy coping mechanisms. Instead, I have been training, and that really helps release tension, stress, anxiety, helps me get out of my head, helps me to stop ruminating, and it's improved my confidence in myself. It's improved my self-esteem, and it's improved my body confidence in a way that is beyond like, oh, I'm gaining muscle, but it's like, look at this body and all the things that it can do. I'm like in awe of myself, my central nervous system and my peripheral nervous system, and the way they work together to help me achieve like really complex moves. So yeah. If you're thinking about getting a personal trainer, whether the thoughts are vague or whether those thoughts are more specific, like I would like to work with Sheldon, I would say do it. Like as soon as you can, do it.